welcome to Find You Fridays. Yay, Friday! Oh my goodness. How has your week been? Mine has been amazing. I have had a lot of really fun moments this week. And a lot of other stuff that has been like, oh boy, has it been a week? But overall, I can quite honestly say it has been one amazing, fabulous, incredible week. And I am so thrilled that I am now here with you guys to bring some lightness to the end of the week. Happy flippin' days. How do we get so lucky? Yes. All right, so let me just share this over to our group. More options. Where is it? Share it to a group. Yay! So that the Find You Fridays community can see it over there too, because we know that things are whip-de-woo over there. All right. Thanks to a lovely little relationship fallout between Facebook and goodness knows where. So there we go. Let's share that over there. I am so curious to know if anybody actually got to see the aurora, any of the auroras over last weekend, or perhaps during the week. There was another one that was floating around lightly yesterday. So yeah, I'm really good, Melinda. I am doing so well. I have had an absolutely amazing day. I've had loads of really interesting moments today. And one of those most beautiful, amazing moments today was as many of you know, hi, Anita. As many of you know, through my blog that I did, a couple of years ago now, there was because I do past life healing work too, as part of one of my many offerings that I do. And one of the things that I've done is a past life healing for one of my past lives, where I was a witch. And I was a beautiful, hi Tracy, I was a beautiful, gentle, kind, quiet, happy, isolated garden witch and green witch, and then also there was a little bit of elemental witch in there, but I was also a mentor to other witches or witchlings in our coven. And unfortunately at that time, somebody, I don't know who, broke down and told the men in the village where to find me. And they discovered where I lived because I was out in the middle of this forest. It was very difficult to find unless you knew where to go. And they did some pretty horrendous things to my body in that lifetime. And one of the things that cropped up from that lifetime was I ended up with a massive aversion to the burning of white sage. Now, for those of you who've been around in the spiritual world for a long time, know that white sage can be an incredible cleanser, an area cleanser. And it would give me asthma-like symptoms. I could smell it even if it was in incense form. It would close me up and make me feel like I couldn't breathe. And once I started uncovering what this aversion to white sage was, I realized and gained more and more little snippets of information here and there. And I'd ask, is it time to release this? And my awareness would say, nope, not yet. You have to sit with this. And I'm like, okay. And it ended up sitting with me for nearly a year. It was only maybe a couple of weeks off of a year in totality. And then I was able to release it. So the blog that comes from is up on my website. I will bring it up so that you can, if you're interested in reading the whole thing. I certainly haven't given you all of the details at all. So if you're curious about that one, it comes with a wee poem and all. But this particular lifetime, holy moly, what on earth is going on here? I don't like that. No. Okay, let's see if we can. I don't know if it's going to let me do it here. No, it's not going to. Okay, so I'll just jump back to the blogs. So look up, when I give you this link, have a look for the one that says Witch's Cauldron, okay? And you'll be able to find it in there. So this morning I had several things happen. One of them was I was getting dressed and I was looking for some earrings to put on, and they told me, my awareness told me to put these earrings on. And of course we know that this is the triquetra. And I was like, why do I have to wear those earrings today? That sounds really curious. There's obviously a specific reason for that. And then in my first session today, there was a moment there where we ended up talking about saying things 3 times and how that not only creates the magic, it also can undo a lot of stuff. So it was a really beautiful moment there where I was just like, oh, that's what that's about. And then around in and around that first session, I was aware of some other witchy stuff going on, and it was just like, okay, cool, we're going to do some past life regression, not in that session but in another one. We had other stuff to cover today. But then it was also, this book had popped out. So this is called Heal the Witch Wound by Celeste Larson. And it is one that I got onto from a podcast I was listening to called Turns Out She's a Witch. And the episode where Celeste was on that particular podcast, this book had only just been released in that April. So it was like, how fascinating that that has popped up. And it was like, it was literally sitting next to me before that session began. I was like, this is interesting. I wonder what that's all about. And then in the second session that I had today, what do you know? It popped up again. The witchy stuff popped up again. And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. And between the first and second sessions today, I actually had a little wee nap. And within the nap, I started having these words to a poem popping through. And I was like, oh, this is fascinating, because I haven't had really any words to poems coming through for quite a while. And so I, sat up and I started writing them down. So this is the poem that was coming through. Poetry book number 2 is writing itself, apparently. It's called This Is Me. That's the working title at the moment. I think it's going to change. But anyway. She dabbles, she conjures, and she brews, but not in the traditional ways. She plays with the elements, she creates with her hands, and she solves within her heart and mind. She's a witchy woo lady. She may have been shunned, she may have kept her circle small, and she may have experienced isolation, but she's undeniably different. She's a witchy woo lady. The lightness that shines through her eyes, the thrill of connection, and the bliss of sharing her skills. It's all the unique magic of her, because she's a witchy woo lady. So there we go. So if you wish to have a way to describe me, you can call me your witchy woo lady. I'm going to be wearing that moniker with pride, and I look forward to seeing where else that takes me. Quite clearly, my team was saying to me today, you have to see this, you have to acknowledge it, and you have to receive it. So, yay. There was a long time there where I never would have considered even associating myself with the word witch, and because of all of the clunky stuff that often comes with, not anymore. I'm a witchy woo lady that loves big transformational change, which is why my people who come to me to have sessions I see as being so wonderfully, amazingly brave, because we don't do healing light. We don't do light just off this on the surface stuff. No. We go deep as the person can at that time. And I give proper tools, I give practical stuff that people can walk away with. And that's really, really important to me. So I find it just so, I feel so honored to be able to share the things that I know and to assist people, and using my intuitive gifts to be able to contribute to people, to healing their own stuff, and to let these things that have been holding them back from living their most delicious, amazing life, to allow them to actually be that, to have their delicious life, and to be a part of creating that pathway is just such a thrill for me. So this being said, I would like to encourage you, if you can, and if you live up in the hills, we would love for you to come to a healing afternoon with myself and Leanne. Okay, so I am going to share this post. Let me just bring it up with you all so that you can grab yourselves a ticket. Okay, now this is going to be such a really unique type of healing sound bath type afternoon, because you are going to receive not only a beautiful rose cacao ceremony, you're going to receive sound healing, you are going to receive Reiki, you are going to receive energetic facelift, you are going to receive possible some voice healing from yours truly. And it is going to be just such a beautiful couple of hours, and there's just lovely gentleness that is created, and sparkly light energy that is created with myself and Leanne, and I am so looking forward to it. It is on the 2nd of June, and it is from 1 till 3 p.m. up in Birdwood. So I would highly recommend you get up there. We are selling out those tickets fairly quickly. It's only a small, intimate group of no more than 10 people. So we are just absolutely stoked and thrilled that people are picking up those tickets and running with them already. And we look forward to seeing even more of you. So grab a ticket if you choose. That would be amazing. And it is super cheap, because we just wish to honor you all in these cooler winter months, and hopefully get to see your beautiful faces. So let me have some water. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that for that healing afternoon, you'll also go through a guided meditation. I forgot about that one. See, there's just so much happening. I love it. So let us have a look at our weekly reading. I know we've got a full moon coming up, so yay. You know how much I love full moons and new moons. And I'm looking forward to this week coming, actually. There's a lot of good stuff for me coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see who wishes to play for this week coming up. Okie dokie. All right. So the 18th through to the 24th. Can you believe it? That means we're nearly at the end of May already. How is this even possible? How? I don't understand. Somebody said to me the other day, one of the clients said to me the other day, these days are just going so fast. These weeks are going so fast. And I wish I knew how to slow it down. And my lovely lass that I was training up this week, and I would just, we completely agree. You'll be staying indoors with the new moons. I know, Kim. I know. Unfortunately, that happens on Thursday. So the new moon energy, or the full moon, energy will be coming through from pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's usually a day or two either side that pops up. So fun and games. Let's see how we can best work with the collective for this lot. I think it will be amazing. I am so happy though. I found out that my beautiful nephew is actually over in Japan at the moment. He studied Japanese for years. So it's really neat for him to experience the culture and everything firsthand, and actually be able to sorry, I just want to turn off my Bluetooth. There we go. To have beautiful conversations with the locals and all of that sort of stuff. It's so good. During the day, I'll be going to the shops. I'll go at lunchtime before the usual people come out. Good idea. Okay. We got flippy fly cards today. Got 2 on the floor. Excuse me, just one moment. Ugh. Hi, I'm back. One of them was for the reading. The other one was not. Oh, dearie me. There's a really cool little song that I get to listen to every now and then, or I choose to listen to it. It's called New Moon. And it's so good. It's so good. It makes me smile every time I hear it. It goes, new moon, new me. I am planting my seeds, new moon, new me, new energy. And it just repeats that over and over again, and it just makes me feel really good. But we're not going to be in a new moon, just to confuse everybody. We're actually in a full moon. So I'll have to see if she has a full moon song. All right, let's have a look and see how we can best work with the full moon energies for the 18th through to the 24th of May. Okay, let's see what we've got coming up. Interesting. Got a lot of stuff around talking this week. All right, so we've got the first card that we've got here is to stand up for your beliefs. The time to act is now. And actually, I'm getting for the collective that last sentence is the most important. So there's the part of standing up for your beliefs, which is very important, but also it's that section there on act now. So if there are things that you've been putting off because you've just been going, maybe tomorrow, maybe when I'm feeling up to it, maybe blah, 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 blah. The universe your teams, everything is going to be supporting you really, really well to start moving on those things that you've been putting off and procrastinating about. So that's what I'm getting from that particular card. This next one, release what isn't working, let go and live beyond. So this one here is an interesting one because I'm seeing multiple layers of how this is going to show up in people's worlds. For some people, it's going to be about releasing items in your homes. For other people, it's going to be perhaps decluttering your email systems. For others, it might be going through your phones and like deleting a whole bunch of apps that you no longer use. Perhaps for some, it is going to be around relationships that are no longer working. I can see that between this card and this card, standing up for your beliefs, and this one, there's going to be some really interesting interpersonal relationship stuff because there's something that happens a bit further down. So this reminds me of something I saw on a client's wall yesterday. And I'll read it out to you so that I can get it correct. It is a lovely Dr. Seuss saying, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind." So that it is by Dr. Seuss. And it seems to be very relevant for this particular reading. The people in your world who love and appreciate you and have allowance for you and wish for you to be within their world in all of your spaces and places and aspects will love your mind, will love how you speak, and they will call you out on your bullshit if you do happen to be spouting that too, which is the sign of a really good friendship. Okay, so those people who you cannot speak your whole heart to, those are the ones that don't matter. Okay, and the ones that do matter won't mind if you do speak your heart. And so again, this is about releasing what isn't working. So release from your inner circle those people that don't really truly appreciate you, the ones that you don't really fully trust with your heart. It's time to let those go. Put them out into the outer circle. Release them from your inner circle. Because the next card that we've got for the week to come, that's bringing up a lot of energy for people apparently. Awesome. Is transform your relationships, move on and move up. So again, we've got that letting things go thing. And this is, I'm also getting a sense with people who are already in established relationships with partners, this is about letting go of the old traumas that are holding you back from having the most biggest, juiciest, amazing, delicious relationship you can possibly imagine. So often we hang on to old trauma and drama, really, from previous relationships, whether they be romantic relationships or whether they be relationships, parental relationships, where we've adopted some belief systems that are just not relevant to us. They were relevant to the parents, but they're not relevant to us. It's time to let all of those ones go too. Okay, so the next card, we're going to have a bit of a focus on our intimate relationships this week. So enhance your intimate relationships, deeper connections await. So you might find this week that you start having a few crunchy moments, I think, popping up. If you haven't got open lines of communication with your partner, stuff's going to start popping up. Crunchy moments are going to start popping up, and it's going to force you to have those conversations this week. If you notice that there is a bit of a wonk in your worlds, then interesting stuff is going to happen, okay? along with that, the last card besides our yummy card that we have for this week is think before you speak. Be exacting. So this is about looking at when you feel those crunchy moments coming up and you feel that tension and you feel that frustration, pause. Don't just go rah at your beautiful, delicious other. Pause and go, oh, is this energy, is this reaction something that actually belongs to that person? Like as in my interaction with them? Or is it triggering me to look at something in the past that I have to heal yet? Is it activating something within me that I have to look at? And go away and do some journaling around it, or go away and, you know, have a meditation and speak with your inner child about it, or whatever it is. And, you know, do the forgiveness process, do ho'oponopono with it, do whatever you have to do to deal with it, so you can approach your partner again from that space of being present right now. And if you notice stuff is coming up for them, because it's not, this reading isn't just for you, it's for them too. If stuff is coming up for them and they're getting crunchy, right? You go, hey, babe, just wondering, is that actually to do with me? Or is that a past relationship thing? Or is that maybe to do with your parents? And while they might initially be going, of course that's to do with you, when you're a little aware bear, you know, and you'll be able to just smile and go, okay, let's have a talk about that then. All right. So Kim's just saying, this is what my darling late dad used to say, Kim, you need to speak before you think, because obviously I spoke first before thinking. Yeah, I think I know we've all had moments like that. So yes, interesting. Let us have a little bit of a yummy card. And of course, if people wish to pop through a small donation, a donation of any kind, you will receive a nice big extended reading. If I don't receive any donations, I will move straight through to doing my poetry intuitive readings. It may be a nice quick session today. Be nice for a change. All right. And of course, we'll still have our guided meditation at the end. Oh, yes. This week we are going to be on an amazing journey of self-discovery. What a surprise. Now, something to be aware of is all of these lovely solar flares that we've been having. We had 13 for the entire year last year, and just 13 of them. That's it. In the last week, we have had 13. This year so far, we've had 19. So if you're feeling like the energies are up and that things have been weird and wonky and strange, that is a very, very good sign as to what is going on. Okay. For me this week, I have had some bloody strange dreams. Some of them quite horrific, like murderous type dreams, and very, very interesting. And I haven't been watching anything particularly bloodthirsty before going to bed either, which has had me a little bit curious as to what's been going on. And then I saw a report about that, and I went, right, okay. So we're clearing some old energy, which is cool. That's what the dream state's all about. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else is magically possible. So let me just see. Miss Kim, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you would like to pop your question in the chat, my dear, and thank you for your contribution. I am so grateful for you. So pop your question in the chat, my love. Can't miss all those notifications, can I? Okay. And Christine, yours is after that. Okay, so Kim, pop your question in the chat, and then I can do a reading for you, my dear. So yes, this week, all these energies, and this is what I was saying last week and throughout some of my sessions in the last couple of weeks. There's this amazing book called Awaking Up in 5D. It is by Maureen J. St. Germain. Oops, there we go. All right. And am I going to get this housing manager? Okay, I can answer that one for you. And this book is fantastic for those of you who are confused about what 3D, 4D, 5D, and beyond, what they all mean. Okay, so I got my book this week, this copy. I thought I actually had a copy, but I've obviously only got it. I've got it in my Kindle and my Audible. And it is really cool because it goes through and actually describes all the different dimensions that there are. It talks about the language of the different dimensions. 168. And I am really quite excited to see how we progress as a collective through into the fifth dimension. I know we're already doing it, and that's part of the reason for all of these solar flares. It is literally pushing us as a collective. We are energetically being pushed like a pimple, just to get graphic, up and out, so that we can get out of this 3D version of ourselves, because you know what? It's done. It's time. It is time to be done with all of that. Okay. Alrighty. So that is a book that is really amazing. Okay. So Kim, let me put up your question, okay? Take us a bit of tea. Who wishes to come and play with Kim? Okay. Yeah, I found it really good on Audible too. And that was part of why I had to get it on Kindle, because there's a chart there that talks about the language of 3D versus 5D. And I was like, holy moly, that is really cool. And of course, as we know, 5D language is very much linking in with all this stuff around the magic that we're doing, the gratitude stuff, the law of attraction stuff. And I can't remember if it was in that book or in maybe one of the Dolores Cannon ones, because I was sort of read them around a similar time, where it's a deep, like the 3D world is very much around me first. What can I do for me? What is it that I'm going to get? Whereas the 5D world is, how can I contribute? How can I make the world a better, more amazing, beautiful place? It's also with the comprehension that what you do to one, you do to all. So as I said in one of the sessions I had today, I was like, the work that we do is for your highest and best, because what we do for you, I also receive some of that. So I don't wish to hurt you in your session, because otherwise I'm going to be hurting myself. And that's 5D thinking. And it wouldn't just be that I'd be hurting myself, I'd be hurting everybody. And that's not okay, right? So that's why when I do readings and when I do sessions and all that sort of stuff, it comes from that space of, what does your team desire for you to know, and what is going to create the most for you? Okay. All right. Wow, there's a lot of energy on that one, Kim. Sometimes we require a bit of a push, Kim. And I get the sense that's what this housing manager is feeling like he has to do with you guys at the moment. It's his job. You know, he has to do it. It doesn't make it nice or easy for you guys, no. But this is the point in time where it would be really helpful for you to have gratitude for him, and to find, this is going to be your home play. All right. So what I would suggest is that you find 5 things that you're grateful for this manager, this housing manager. And the best way to do it is, I am truly grateful for this housing manager because, and then you write or say what it is that you're grateful for them. You can put it into a message, you can put it into your keep notes on your phone, wherever it is. And then at the end of that, write thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. This will create some amazing magic between you and that housing manager. We had a conversation about how gratitude and saying thank you a lot can really shift energy with sticky people. So this is another one of those situations. So let us have a look. Okay. Cool. Truth. Let me do it with the cards. Just going to do some pendulum work. Just checking my yes and my no. Beautiful. So truth. Will Kim pass her next housing inspection. I'm getting a yes. Will Kim have to do quite a bit of work to get there? Yes. Truth, is she currently at risk of being evicted? No, you're not. Okay. So basically, right now, he's putting the screws on because at the end of the day, I actually don't. So hang on. Let's check our awareness. Okay. Let's see what the pendulum says. Okay, come to center. Thank you. Truth, does the housing inspector actually wish to see Kim be evicted from her home? That's a very emphatic no. He does not. He wishes to keep you in your home, and he wishes for you, he requires to do his job right. So he's having to do what he does. Okay. So the fact that he is saying you have to have these things done by a certain date, it's good. It's giving you a deadline. Okay. So you can't just push it out and out and out and out and out. It's like, okay, I've got to get it done by this time. This is a good thing. Okay. And it gives you a point of focus because he requires to move on and be doing house inspections at other places. Okay. So we can say thank you to him for that too. This is going to be a bit of an interesting card reading because we've got, this one says you're profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Now, that's what the card says. What I'm getting with this one is that you have to keep focused on the end result. Don't look and be overwhelmed with all the work that you've got to do to get there. It's like, look at what is done, needing to be done, and then remember and think, okay, what would it look like to have the house looking this way? Clean and clear and not full of clutter and all those sorts of things, okay? So that you can focus on your end goals, and that will create more magic. Get up, and before you get up in the morning, saying thank you, thank you, thank you for a clean, clear, and tidy home. And that will start to create the forward momentum for you to have the energy to keep doing what you need to do over the next couple of weeks. We've got the law of attraction, which is again about this thank you, thank you, thank you business. It's around gratitude. It's around that focus on the goal. It's around seeing and knowing and feeling what it would be like to have your home free of all of the stuff so that you can breathe, so that you don't have to worry about dust and tripping over things and all that sort of thing. So that you can enjoy the relationship that you have with your mum, so that you can enjoy the relationship you have with the housing manager when they come through and they're just like, oh, yep, great, sweet. They're in and out really quick. There's no follow-up letters. There's no risk of being evicted. There's none of that. You're without all of that. Think about how good that would feel rather than resisting and reacting to them coming over. Because the next card that we have is the singing and dancing card, which is like celebration. Yay, we're going to do this. Yes, this is so exciting, and we're going to get it done, going to get everything done, and it's going to be just so amazing. And I'm going to feel so good to have all of this done. Okay, so this is actually a very positive reading so far. This next card doesn't surprise me that it's popping up because it's cancel, clear, delete. It's let go of the stuff that are no longer serving you. Let go of the things, the points of views and the belief systems that you have that are holding things in place. Even the belief system of there's too much for me to do. The belief system that I can't do it because blah, blah, blah. All of that, get rid of all of that out of your system and just do what you can as you can. Do a little bit, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes at a time, and then you go and see to your mum or whatever it is. But it's like, just do little bits here and there. Okay. And do not get caught up in other people's trauma and drama, because that's only going to keep you distracted from what you truly require to do for you right now. The next card that is coming up is around your power animal. So we quite often have an animal guide with us, but I'm seeing this one as more the strength. So this inner strength that you have is going to feel a bit like animal grrr, right? Of just get in there and do it. And that's what I'm feeling with this particular card for you. It's just that inner like fire in your belly. Yes, we're going to do it. It will be a load off once it's all done. You've got a wonderful, sweet, beautiful young woman helping you. I'm so very, very grateful to her. I want to do something over the weekend before Tuesday. Yeah. Even just doing little bits, getting the stuff in those bins and organizing the other bits and pieces that you require. Okay. So definitely. So yes, you are absolutely going to achieve your goals. And now is the time to just focus really high, like use your points of hyper focus and put it to best use of going, right, this is what we're going to be doing this weekend. Okay. Let's have a look at your yummy card. How interesting. The card Purification came up. Hi, Judy. Lovely to see you too. We'll see you in the comments. Purification. So you know what this means. This means letting stuff go. When we purify stuff, quite often it means with fire, but not in your case. No fire at your house. But yes. And just keep yourself pure and in your best intentions for you and your dearest mum right now. That's going to be where your energy is required to focus on. Do not worry about anybody else or anything else. Don't worry about the neighbor down the street. Don't worry about the people who have or have not called your dearest mum. Don't just let it all go. Focus on what is most important and most present for you guys right now. And that is around that stuff of keeping that lovely housing manager happy. Okay. You will do it. Your team is behind you. Your power animal is there. It's up to you. It's up to you to really pull that through and get done what is required to be done. All right. I adore you. And thank you so much, Kim, for your very, very kind donation. Find You Fridays, Crafting Possibilities. We are all very, very grateful for you. And we wish you all the best with everything that you've got to do moving forward. All right. All right. Christine, you were next. My dear. I'm going to have to run back up the comments to find yours. Hi, Julie. All right. All right. I had a nightmare about Matt leaving me on a remote Caribbean island at night time while I was walking with him to get to a restaurant. It felt like I might not make it to the cruise ship. So you need meaning to this. Okay. Cool. You don't have dreams normally. Okay. No, I like the interaction, Kim. It's lovely. So I appreciate it very much. It's just that Christine likes to put her comment up as soon as she pays. And I appreciate that very much. So, Christine. One of the biggest questions that Alex has just got home. That's not a question, that's a statement. So don't be surprised if you hear the dog barking in the background, because Buddy loves Alex and loves it when Alex comes home and just goes absolutely freaking bonkers, which is just so cool. So Matt left me in a strange neighborhood with locals and I had to walk in a strange area. All right. What I'm sensing with this dream is that the cruise ship, for example, and possibly even the Caribbean island, things of projected good stuff. It's a projected enjoyment of time and space, a journey, something that you're looking forward to. We look forward to island holidays. We look forward to cruise ship holidays and that sort of thing. Okay. And what I'm sensing with and reading into this dream is that there's a lot of hopes and dreams that you have placed around Matt and have a relationship type thing with Matt. But at the end of the day, your subconscious is trying to tell you that maybe be a little more cautious about just how much trust you place in this person. Because with that thing of it's nighttime, you're in an unusual place, and he just leaves you there to fend for yourself. And there's a lot of trigger points there of not being sure of his intentions, not knowing whether you can trust him, that you can be safe with him because he'll have your back. Because quite clearly, if he's willing to leave you in the nighttime in an unusual place and not knowing anybody there, he's not someone that has got your back. And I think that your subconscious is trying to warn you. And the fact that it felt like you'll not make it back to the cruise ship in time, there's an element there of feeling like you're not sure where home is and how easy it's going to be to reach it if everything goes to shit. Will your home be, will you be able to get to it? Will you be able to hit it? So, yeah, your subconscious is absolutely communicating with you, Christine, and it's trying to work through some stuff. And it's saying to you, like, are you really, really sure that you can be with this person and trust this person and have them in that really special place of having your back? Because quite clearly they don't, and they won't. There you go. Alex is home. So yeah, it's so just to clarify, Buddy will now have the zoomies. He'll be going zoom, 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 and bark, 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 bark. And Alex will have quickly wrapped him up and taken him outside because he knows that we're on the podcast right now. How cute is that? All right, so that's what I'm getting a sense about from your dreams. So be aware of who you have closest to you and start putting into place some safety measures, I guess you could say, or just making sure that you know where home is. And by home, I mean the energetic home. Where are you leaving yourself exposed in your heart? Okay. So yeah, he does make me coffee. Yes, he does. Alex definitely does make me coffee, but not right now because it's too late. I'm on tea and water right now. Thank you for that, Christine. It's been a while since I've had to do dream interpretation, so I appreciate that very, very much. It is a bit disturbing when we feel those dreams, but listen to the emotions that are sitting underneath it. It actually hasn't got anything to do with a cruise ship or a Caribbean island or anything. That's just given it an imagery to go with the emotion, okay? Oh, how interesting. British or Australian? Neither. Let me just find you a yummy card, Christine. You got tenderness, my love. Okay. So tenderness with yourself. Okay. Be soft and gentle with you right now. There's quite clearly going to be some stuff coming up, and thinking about that weekly reading, there'll be stuff coming up for you around this relationship. It's already coming up. It's already bubbling now. So, I know it's not Irish. You'd be correct. It's definitely not Irish. That would be correct. All right. So, oh, little Buddy, he's so happy. He's happy Alex is home. He hasn't seen him all day. He's like, yay, Dad's home. My best mate's home. I'm so happy. Yes, that's our little chihuahua in the background that you're hearing. Alex has just come home, so he's barking away, happy to have his dad home. Okay, let me just check one other thing. Julie. Julie, thank you so much for your donation too. Thank you, Christine, for your donation. Find You Fridays is very honored to have your contribution to keeping the show running. I am so, so grateful. Yes, he's a Chihuahua Jack Russell cross, so it's a wonderful combination. Overly exuberant and fiercely protective. Mm. I love it. Oh, Viceborn, you're funny. Yes, I am from New Zealand, but I currently live in South Australia, in Adelaide. Um, I haven't been back to New Zealand since the start of 2019. So it's been 25-ish years since I've been home, or back to the home. So I haven't really had my New Zealand accent refreshed in that time. So, so yeah, I have I'm very fortunate here in South Australia. We don't have a really strong Australian accent here. It is a lot more British. And I had a mum who was, well, she's not dead. I have a mum who is very particular about how we speak. We must articulate our words properly. You know, things like it's not library, Lorene, it's library. It's not milk, it's milk. You have to speak properly, and you must enunciate all of your vowels. And yes, Australians are very influenced by British culture. I mean, that's the other thing about being in South Australia, quite funny. The culture here is, yes, but South Australia was not settled by convicts. We came here of our own free wills. Thank you very much. Which is true. Whereas the Australian culture on the East Coast, that was where, and all the way down to Tassie, they were all pretty much settled by convicts and law enforcement. So there's a lot of conflict that happens over that side, and generational conflict that happens through the Australian culture, but it is more heavy on the East Coast, where people feel a lot more fired up around the police and the government and things like that over that side. Whereas in South Australia, we're just quite happy to be called the city of churches, and we have our own unique little quirks, and we quite like just getting down and do our work and just try to live a peaceful life. But don't you dare cut me off in traffic, because otherwise my fiery rage will come out to bite you. So it's a funny place that we live in, but the South Australian accent is definitely more rounded, more British influenced than the other states in Australia. So I'm grateful I live here, because my accent hasn't changed a hell of a lot. There are still the odd words with I's and E's in them that you'll hear the Kiwi come out, and people go, "Oh, you're from New Zealand?" And it's like, yeah. And they're like, "Oh, you could hear it just then." I'm like, okay. But then there are funny words like when I go work, which comes out with a rolling R. How the hell I picked that up, I don't know. But I've been saying it since I was a teenager, and nobody in my family does the rolling R. So I don't know. So yeah. So let me just catch up. I'm American, so posh British accents sound very proper to me. Aw. That's lovely. How I wish I have the accent in Orlando, Florida, so these locals think posh. Oh, laugh out loud. Oh dear, instead of driving these fancy cars. Oh, Firespawn. I lived in Orlando, Florida for a while, and I didn't notice an accent unless the person was Hispanic. Interesting. How fascinating. So yes, my heritage is English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, a tiny little bit of German, and an even tinier little bit of Italian. So yeah, bit of Dutch in there. This is the old German influence. It's fun. And so we just round that all out by saying I'm a Kiwi. Alrighty, Julie. Your team. Your team. Oh, yes. I wouldn't be able to put on a Welsh accent. I have no idea how to do that one. I'm certainly more posh British, thanks to my mother. And a lot of reading. And we also, in New Zealand, when I grew up, we had a lot of UK influenced TV. So we got to, that was another part of what rounded out our accents quite a lot. Bits of this and a bits of that. Yep, sure am, Judy, and wouldn't have it any other way. It's pretty amazing. Okay, Julie. Ooh, you got some healing stuff going on this week, love, huh? Have you been unwell? Because that was, as soon as I started tuning in with you, it was like, oh, ouch. Oh, apparently there is a new incident out at Ingle Farm that involves the fire brigade. Lovely. Good to know. I'm nowhere near Ingle Farm, so... No, just really tired. Okay, Julie, cool. You might be tired because you could be upgrading. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see what the cards have to say. Mm-hmm. Oh. We just set off the bars on this side. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, dearie me. Oh, okay, Catherine, hang on a second. I'll tell you what's up. Okay. It's in Barunga Avenue in Ingle Farm. Now, Alex showed me the other day on how to check it out. It's a tree fire. It is currently going on. So there we go. You've got somebody has a tree fire up on Barunga Avenue in Ingle Farm. Oh, did I? Well, there you go. All right, Julie. Just catching the chat. This is fun. All right, so we've got clairvoyance. So I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So do not be surprised, Julie, with your spiritual sight awakening, because like I was saying, it's a chance that you're actually having a bio upgrade at the moment, hence the reason why you're tired. With all of the solar flares and everything that have been going off lately, it is literally forcing us forward, but it's also gifting us with other capacities and skills that we have repressed. And so obviously part of yours is going to be your clairvoyance is opening up a lot more currently, which if you can imagine this, your healing bars are right here. And your sight is right here. Your third eye is right here. So don't be surprised if you're going to get tension through your forehead and down into here. Also, you got your form and structure and your hope and dreams bars here, but I get your form and structure bars are going to be like going off the charts a little bit too. Okay. We've got the next two cards are really interesting. I can't remember, Julie, do you have kids? Because the next card that we've got is you are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. And the reason why I ask if you've got kids is because the next card came up around the indigo and crystal children. You have, yes, a daughter. Okay, cool. So it goes, you have a natural bond with children in particular. You can help children who are sensitive. So you might be finding this week that your daughter will be coming to you and asking you more questions, or she might be wishing to ask you questions, but not sure of how to broach it with you. So if you find that she's popping up in your mind a lot more and it's making your forehead or over here tingle, maybe get a bit of tension or soreness, it could be that your daughter is energetically asking for your assistance or your guidance and doesn't know how to speak it. That's really interesting that that's come through in your card reading. Because, yes, your beautiful daughter is, that's definitely to do with her. The next one is take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. But what I'm actually getting from this one, so this is to do with this one, this clairvoyance card of upgrading. So you are taking back these capacities that you've always had, and now you're re-embracing them again. So your connection with, oh wow, oh boy, your connection with Mother Earth and the elements and stuff like that are going to be ramping up as well. All right. So in particular with those crystals, check out their meanings. Okay, because there's a message in there for you. There's a reason why she's given those crystals to you. Okay. Check out the finer meanings and look at what stands out for you. The next card that we've got for you, my dear, is prosperity. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Fun. So if you can already see it, it is already yours. There's an amazing book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And this particular book is really great for helping you to comprehend how the metaphysical world works. And if you're finding things to be a bit clunky and a bit weird or a bit tight, as far as, you know, abundance or anything like that goes, that book can really, really help. I'm also being told, be thankful. Just be grateful and be thankful. You'll be right. And all the abundance and everything will come your way. Holy moly. You're also asking for a goddess. So hang on, let me just see who's after you, who wishes to help you, contribute to you. Whew, so much energy with you, my dear. Thank you, Julie. I love it. Hands are freeing like that. Years switching on. Okay, cool. It was called a happy pocket full of money. Money. Oops, it helps if I spell pocket correctly. Happy pocket full of money. Let me just see if I can quickly find that up in here for you. And it's called like, it says like the study edition. I think, is that the correct one? Okay. Just check to see what it looks like on Audible. Yeah, that is the one. Expanded study edition, expanded study edition. Here we go. Cool. All right. Cool. So the goddess that you have asking to come and contribute to you is called Adelaide. Okay. So she says, expand your consciousness. And we'll just go into a little story time. So see the bigger picture, the universe is opening out. The mother of the endless universe, Aditi, is a primordial Hindu goddess who appears often in Vedas, the earliest Hindu scriptures. Her name means limitless or boundless in Sanskrit. Aditi is the source of all who gave birth to the entire cosmos, including all the gods and goddesses. As celestial mother, she is sometimes represented as a sacred cow, nourishing everything on earth with her milk. Also known as Mother Space, she symbolizes the infinite freedom, divine order, and cosmic connection. So look up at the sky, the clouds, the stars, the planets, and the endless expanses stretching out in all directions. You're part of a vast, limitless consciousness and a divinely ordered universe. It may be hard to remember this right now as you're consumed with the details, problems, and demands of everyday life. You may feel restricted, confined, or limited by your circumstances. Maybe you've been spending too much time indoors or listening to inflexible, narrow ideas. Aditi invites you to gaze again upon the sky outside your window. Her expansive energy swirls around your tight forehead, freeing up your mind. You've reached an impasse because you've become closed to alternative opinions, she says. It's easy to get locked inside your own head. You get stuck in a rut and see only dead ends and foregone conclusions. Open your consciousness. Connect with the divine mind and feel the rich expansiveness. You're not limited in any way, and I'm here to show you the extensive probabilities and plentiful resources that are always available. Widen your perspective, stand up, and stretch out your arms to the universe. Be open to unexpected blessings, surprising solutions, and new adventures of understanding. Let me see if there's anything else. Yes, there is a little bit more. Your guidance from Aditi is to broaden your horizons mentally, physically, or spiritually. Be curious. Don't take the situation personally. study philosophy or ancient knowledge systems such as astrology or Ayurveda, travel or move abroad, get a second opinion, develop your connection with spiritual guides. Your invocation, so additional meanings could have been any of those things. An invocation, my mind is open and flexible. I'm willing to expand. So there we go. That's pretty cool. I don't care. It's fine. So there we go. Aditi, for you, my dear. Enjoy her. She was wishing to contribute to you over this next little while. Let's grab your yummy card. And how funny. Have a pocket full of money. Yeah. Expanding your horizons. And you got understanding as your card. So it's time for you to stretch out and learn some new stuff. Because at the end of the day, our team doesn't wish to see us be stuck. Doesn't wish to see us doing the same thing over and over again. It always wishes us to be moving forward. And to do that, we have to keep stretching and growing and moving into different areas and different spaces and points of interest and seeing what floats, what doesn't, all that sort of stuff. All right. I hope you enjoyed that, Julie. Thank you so much for your very kind donation to Find You Fridays, to Crafting Possibilities, to me. We all appreciate it. And I say we because each of those things are a different element and a different entity of their own. So we play as a team so that you guys can have this show. So thank you. All righty, my dears. Let me just check the PayPal, see if anything else is popping through. Make sure I've caught everybody. Yes, I have. Great. Right, I'm going to take that one away now. And we are going to jump down to here because for those of you who are floating around, we're going to be doing the Gratitude Intuitive Poetry book. So those of you who know will know. The first number that pops into your head between 1 and 88, please put that in the chat now. I sometimes wish I'd made that a bit longer. Oh, you're welcome, Julie. Okay. 17. Friends, they are the people with whom you share your deepest thoughts and emotions. For some strange reason, people are drawn together and a bond from which can't be seen forms. As time goes on, this tie can strengthen, but at the same time become even more fragile. These people trust each other, trust what they say is true, and trust what they do as being genuine. Sometimes a friend will do something which they think is for the best, but that can damage the bond between the two friends. This is the true test of friendship to see whether they can come out on top and be even stronger. Righty-ho, Julie. So is there someone in your world where you feel like maybe they've done something a little bit off and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know about this friendship anymore, something like that? Now is the time for you. Oh, my goodness. Now is the time. You're really hitting my bars today, Julie. This is awesome. So which one is that one? Restructuring. Okay, cool. So, so, um, Julie, my love, your friendships are reshaping themselves, and it's okay. It's okay for that to happen. And perhaps there's someone in your world that has been really, really close for a while who's now drifted away, and maybe there's somebody who's not been there as long, and it's like they seem to be coming in a little bit closer. It's okay. Sometimes we hold on to one person a little bit too tight, and it could be a chance for you to bring some fresh blood into your world. But whatever it is that has caused a little bit of a crinkle in your world with one of your older friends, maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it's time to just practice a little forgiveness. Maybe they were having just a particularly bad day. And it's time to smooth, let those waters flow. All right. So if there is somebody that's popping up in your mind as I'm talking, maybe reach out to them over the weekend and see what magic you can create there. Okay. Melinda, my sweet friend. The loss. In these days of sorrow, when your loved one has left you, they are at peace with life, to have no more suffering and no more tears. Know that although you grieve, that the memory of them will be with you forever, to smile, to remember and smile upon. This one here is feeling more like your grief poem. Okay. This isn't so much about the person who's passed away. It's about you holding on to the grief about them not being there. And it's now time to thank them for having been there. It's time to thank the grief for being there. It's also time for you to allow the grief to shift and morph into gratitude. So that you can open up your space for more gratitude and for more yummy, delicious, wonderful things to come in. Sometimes we end up with interesting little points of views around it's not honoring of them if we let go. There is also, interesting. There might be some resentment towards the fact that they have died. And that was something that popped up for me around my granddad. I had no idea that I would be so resentful of him, and because I love him. Everybody knows I love my granddad. He's just the most amazing dude ever. And yet there was this element of, or energy and emotion of resentment because he fucking died. How dare you die on me and leave me alone with the rest of my family having to deal with them and all their crazy fucking bullshit. That was how I felt at the time. But of course I couldn't say any of that. But the element and the energy of resentment sat in my heart for many years until I actually dealt with it. So even though our most lovely, most nearest and dearest can leave us with so much grief, it's okay to feel all the feelings, including resentment, but it's time to let those heavy energies go now. It's time to let them go from your system. Do some ho'oponopono on yourself around that person dying and leaving you, and do some ho'oponopono on the grief that is sitting in behind that. Okay? I adore you, Melinda. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming to play. All right, number 4. Judy, James, Jan, Morrison. Oh, excuse me, Judy. Sorry about that. That's a really cool profile picture you've got going on there. I'm sure you're going to appreciate the poem that you chose to. Grandmothers. Grandmothers are the role models for their grandchildren. They teach the children their knowledge and skills. They don't have to be the ones to discipline the children. Not unless you're my grandmother. But they just have the job of giving lots of love. The things which they teach their grandchildren will stay with them always, from that little piece of advice to how to lick a plate in style. The wonderful thing about grandmothers is that they can be so different. One might stay home and bake while the other might be out running a marathon. But both love their grandchildren just as much. The love from one grandmother can never be compared. It is very unique and will remain that way forever. So there we go. This is a bit of I love it. You've got 8 grandchildren. So Judy, quite clearly you're feeling your grandmother role right now. And this is a moment to appreciate you and all of your wonderful experience and knowledge that you have to share with your beautiful grandchildren, and allowing them the gift of being with you, and to have one living with you at the moment. That is, wow. They are one very special kid, and they have such a beautiful experience and gift to be able to live with you, to be able to, wow, that just reminded me. What was that in? That was in the Complete Conversations with God. So in the Complete Conversations with God, by Neil Donald Walsh, they were talking about the social structures. And there was a point there where they were talking about what would be ideal. And the ideal way of raising children would actually be to not be raised by their parents at all. It would actually be to be raised by the grandparents. And the reason for that is the parents are still of working age. So they can get out, they can go and do work, they can support the family, they can bring in the money, they can do all that sort of physical stuff. The grandparents, as far as this book was concerned, and these teachings and intuitive messages were concerned, the grandmothers or the grandparents were to be the ones that would share the knowledge, to give them really good grounding in manners and respect and experience, so that the children can emulate more of the behaviors of the grandparents than the parents, being that the parents are so busy, they're stressed, they are focused on many, many things at once, including work and bills and blah, 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 blah. Whereas the grandparents in this particular model have more time. They have more time to be with their grandchildren, and more patience and more allowance, because they've got the experience behind them. So, yeah, your grandkids are very, very lucky to have had that experience and to have that experience with you. So how did they, wow, they struck gold with you, and that is so, so cool. I'm just, wow. Thank you. Thank you for the gift to the collective that you have been over these 14 years and more, for assisting and raising these kids in a beautiful, beautiful way. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for doing what so many haven't been able to or wish to do. Thank you. Okay. Christine, number 40. My healing. Let me just catch this comment. Yes, you're lucky, and they're very, very lucky to have you. Christine, my healing. Our bodies cast in soft light, gentle touches, overcoming fears, defeating the past, crying from the history. One small step at a time, learning to trust, understanding what to do, knowing it can't be done alone, persevering with the present, and smiling for the future. This healing moment is to come. This is in your future, Christine. This is going to be a moment with someone who is not in your world yet. Okay? And they will come into your world and just be so soft and gentle and kind and lovely with you. And there'll be a lot of moments where you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can trust them. That's where it was the crying from the history. There's a lot of trauma from other relationships, which is currently trapped in your body, that is going to come out with this lovely, lovely person. And they will have the kindness, the caring, and the compassion to be able to gently move through this with you. Okay? So that's something fun to look forward to. Forget about that dude in the Caribbean island. All right. Chris, 16. All right. Just before I carry on with that one, I'm just going to run up to where Chris came in. See if I can find it. It might be too far back. Okay. Cool. Christine, you cracker. All right. So, Chris, I just had to jump back up to have a look at your comments to see why you've picked this one. It's called release. Love is a feeling that sneaks up on you. You don't know You don't know that it's got its hold until too late. It happens ever so gradually till the fateful day when you lose the person who is worthy of my love. I don't realize that I've fallen in love until I can't get them out of my mind, even though I know that they no longer belong there. It all takes time to forget. Right now, I have to move on, get on with my life, and start to live again as me. So, what I'm getting from this and from your previous messages, that's why I had to just scroll up just to double check. This is a sign from your team that it's time to let that person go. It's time to stop hyper focusing on them, because it's going to send you around the twist. You have to restart your world, your life as you. Okay. I'm going to read the little blurb that is at the bottom of this. Just a few days after really choosing to stay on this earthly plane for a while longer and managing to put pen to paper, that is what flowed. It would be a while before I'd be able to truly look at that time and express what happened in a creative form. The choices made during that 5 to 6 months created huge gaps in my studies, my friendship circle, of which there was nothing left, and my happiness. I moved out of the place I was staying back into the halls of residence for the last half of the year and slowly picked myself back up as best as I could. It would turn out it wasn't the hardest thing I would experience. However, it's certainly first equal with a few moments yet to come. All right. So this particular thing you have hyper focused on, and whether it is real or true or not is irrelevant. It's kind of like when we become a bit obsessed with, and in this case, that's what this was about. For me, I became obsessed with a guy who was my boyfriend and then cheated on me with one of my friends. And then we broke up, but we still stayed bonking buddies for a bit. And so he was actually bonking both of us, but she knew about me, but I didn't know about her. And it was all very, very messy, very messy. And I couldn't let go. So I was going to take my life so that I could let them have the freedom to choose them without having to run around behind my back, because it hurt me too much to know that they were doing that. And so I thought one of the thoughts that was going through my head at that time was, I can't be here. Unless I can be with him, I can't be here. And then it was, I want them to be happy. If he can't be happy with me, then I have to leave. So, yeah. This is why you've chosen this poll. It's a bit of a reality check to say, please, please, please focus on someone else. Focus on you. Focus on the things that you believe that he is going to give you. You have to give them for yourself. Dig down, find out what those things are, and really honor yourself with that. Because the longer that you're staying hooked into this idea of them, because they are a real person at the end of the day, right? The harder it's going to be for you to find your way in your life. Okay. I hope that helps, Chris. Well, it wasn't an easy one. Sometimes these messages aren't easy. But I hope that helps you. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Edwina, number 5. 75 alive. Christine, I love your support. That is so cool. That's really lovely. I hope, Chris, you can see that and you're hearing her messages. All right. Edwina, I'm trapped. Trapped in a place, trapped in a body, a place I'm not sure why, a body. Was it a mistake? So many worries, so many things to come. A need so great, a want which isn't possible, to wish for things, to actually get them, impossible. To love someone, to have them love you. Being able to overcome fear, being able to like yourself, a thing which you want to achieve, a person who gives you strength, possible. Edwina, you are loved. And I know it's scary to let your guard down, but it's time. It's time to let those who truly wish to love you, and for you to fully receive them. And whether that be your kids, your friends, your partner, there's some lovely tools in the book that we're reading at the moment around sharing, not even sharing, but I shared it. Those 3 people, those most important people in your world, and writing down the 5 things that you're so grateful to them for. And what I would then suggest is don't just write it down and speak it out loud. Tell them. The magic that happens when you do that is that you give them a chance, an opening for you to be able to receive their love in totality. Okay? It's time for you to soften and to allow the people to love you. You're amazing. And I just adore you. Okay. Fire Spawn. Here we go. Number 32. Thank you for coming to play, Fire Spawn. Let's see what you got. All right. For you, the sun will shine again and you will laugh again. I know it's hard and that the world seems to be against you. I am your friend and I will stand by you, listen to you, offer you advice, and love you. We are so very far apart, but I am thinking of you and of all the times, all the good times. So keep smiling, even when things are bad. Gather your friends around you. If they won't think to hug you, hug them. Just remember, I'm only a phone call away. You are my dearest friend and my most understanding one. I return that for you and more. Please remember to use my shoulder if ever you need to. Your best friend. Soames Fire Spawn. Mwah. Bye, Julie. Have a beautiful weekend. Miss Firespawn, reach out to your friends, please. If there's someone in particular that is popping up in your mind to reach out to, please do so. If you're going through some stuff, which I don't necessarily get you are going through too much, but we're all going through stuff, right? There's always something happening for someone, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or awesome. There's always something going on. I do not believe that the old saying, same shit, different day, or like my friend in Canada says, there's nothing here but paying the rent. Nothing going on but paying the rent. Like, same thing, right? That's not true. There's always something going on. And if there's somebody in particular that is popping up in your mind to reach out to, that their name just pops into your mind for some funny reason, reach out to them, because they might require some of your magic. They just, oh yeah, ouch. Somebody, one of your friends, one of your circle is feeling very, very sad and a bit like they're going through some melancholy stuff right now, and they don't want to be a burden to anybody. But your brand of magic, your brand of friendship is exactly what they require right now, but they just don't wish to reach out to you to be a Debbie Downer. So use your intuition, use your awareness, and be thinking, okay, who actually really requires my help right now? And the name will pop and it'll be bam right there. Please follow that awareness, make some time. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to play. All right. Let me move up. Catherine, 62. Ooh. Interesting poem to choose, Miss Catherine. I love it. It's called Generation X. How can we live all this hating and fighting, arguing, bitching and complaining, putting us in a deep, dark hole of self-obsession, depression, wanting to get out of something we don't know the name of, reaching out only to have our fingers chopped off. Too many tears, a riverful to be exact, but still not enough to fill up this darkness and drown us. People say, fix it yourself. How can we when we don't know how or even what it is? Walking in a blur. They can't see us or don't hear us. Maybe they don't want to think that they have all heard it before. If we make it through, would anyone notice how much pain we've been in? Probably not. Why would they want to? What they would have to get involved in us, with us, and actually care about us. We are alive, but only just, hanging on with what's left of our self-worth, helping ourselves to what others wouldn't give us, leaving behind the traitors, walking one day at a time, slowly escaping the dark hole that was our life, beginning to value us, not relying on anyone but ourselves, and giving us what we needed the most. Catherine, my sweet, what was really pinging was, this is kind of like these questions, this angst, this like the feeling of loneliness and darkness has been with you for a while. And it was really starting to bubble up and get like the lightness was in that last little bit. So the part that's more true for your life now is that part where it's going, walking one day at a time, slowly escaping the dark hole that was our life, beginning to value us, not relying on anyone but ourselves, giving us what we needed the most. The space of gratitude and self-love that you are now choosing is creating the pathway out of that old stuff, that old angst, that old feeling of like everybody's against me and nothing works out for me, and you know, the old points of views and belief systems of got to do everything by yourself and blah 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 blah. That is starting to move out of the picture for you. So this is really encouraging, actually, because like that last little bit was just like really light and tingly. So it's so exciting. Keep going with your gratitude practices. Keep going and doing all the practices every day, and watch as your world around you is just slowly, magically changing. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Catherine. Okay, 57. For Miss Kim. Christmas. All right. Cherries on the cake. Happy smiles on faces. Rosy cheeks from the wine. Ice in the drinks. Sunny beaches. Time spent with family. Many decorated trees. A lot of food. And silly season over till next year. And that was written in December 1999. And I'm going to read the bit at the bottom. You're welcome, Catherine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Party like it's 1999, right? Perhaps for others. However, I was working at Gorrie's family restaurant and bar in Hastings, New Zealand. That night, I was being watched by my fiancé, who sat at the end of the bar all night, and after work was done for the evening, we drove a bunch of his mates up to Napier, about 20 minutes away, and had them leaning out the windows of the car yelling, "Merry Millennium!" as we went down the packed streets and waterfront areas. A funny drive to end an interesting evening. In those days, they still had smoking inside pubs. So for me, I was relieved to get home and have a nice, long, hot shower. Happy year 2000. So what I was getting from this one, Kim, is that sense of celebration that can happen with Christmas, and particularly with that one being the, you know, New Year's and all of that sort of stuff happening, the end of a millennium, and the beginning of a new one. That's what I'm sensing for you too. There's going to be a real sense of lightness and brightness and celebration as you succeed in doing all the things that you require in your home. And as you relieve the stress of the possessions, other things in your world are going to become so much easier too. All right. Thank you, Kim. I'm grateful for you. Now I just need to make sure that I haven't missed anyone. I don't think I have. Nope. Beautiful. All right, my lovely, delicious ones. Let us move into our healing meditation. Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas. It's amazing. It's a great time of year. I love my Christmas tree. And yeah. I'll leave it at that. So the tea that I'm drinking tonight is 3 mint tea from Puka, and is peppermint, spearmint, and field mint. Because my body was just like, I wish to have a minty thing today, and I'm like, okay. That's a nice way to do it. Okay, everybody. Close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in. And breathing out. Taking a big deep breath in to the bottom of your belly, all the way down through your body. Bringing Mother Earth energy up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down your body. Bring Mother Earth energy all the way up as you breathe in to your bottom of your belly. And breathing out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down as we're rebalancing those masculine and feminine energies. Now expand out your awareness beyond your body in a beautiful big bubble up into the sky, down into the earth, greater than the size of the room that you're in. Expanding out your awareness greater than the size of the building that you're in. Up into the sky, down into the earth, greater than the size of the country that you're in. Expanding out your awareness greater than the planet, greater than the solar system, greater than the galaxies, and greater than the universes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Take a big deep breath in. And just allow your body to relax into this nice and aware space. And now as you focus on your body once more, grab your sense of allowance and expand that out. Remembering that expanding out your sense of allowance takes you from being that tight, contracted little bubble or ball of energy at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Expanding out takes you beyond that to become like the big white fluffy cloud overflowing over the river, where you can see the energy of the river and all those thoughts, feelings, and emotions for exactly what they are. They're just energy. And you can respond to that energy or not. You don't have to be in resistance or react to it. This is the gift of expanding out your allowance. So expanding out your allowance now, up into the sky, down into the earth, beyond the size of the planet that you're in a beautiful big bubble, expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies, beyond the size of the universes, and now beyond your awareness. And now I'd like you, we're going to be tapping into the full moon energies. And our requests are going to be popped into a little time capsule. We've done this once before. So we're going to do our little time capsules again. And this time it's going to be around the things we most desire to say and the things we most desire to release from our world. So now imagine that there is a ball of energy in front of you right now. And that ball of energy can be any color that feels right for you. My ball of energy is milky white. You can have whatever colors yours is, and that's absolutely fine for you. It may be rainbow colored, it may be dark, it may be light. Whatever that ball of light is for you is absolutely perfect for you. And first of all, we're going to focus on all the things we wish we could say to the people who have hurt us. We're going to focus on the releasing of that energy by imagining all of that energy is coming out of our throat and out of our mouth and flowing into that ball of energy in front of you. You might feel like yawning right now. Just go with it. It's the energy releasing from your body going into the ball of energy in front of you. Just let all that shock, trauma, and heartache from any relationships, anything and everything that has hurt you, that you're willing and ready to release now, to flow out of your mouth into that ball of energy, that very potent, powerful ball of energy. It's going to hold it and keep it safe for you. Any relationships you're having with work colleagues, family, friends, anything at all. Imagine all that energy, all that tense, stuck, tight energy is moving its way out of your jaw into and streaming into that ball of light. When you feel your body shift, or suddenly your body feels a whole lot lighter, you'll know that this part of the process is complete. I'd like you now to imagine that there's a big ribbon of unconditional love energy streaming out from your heart. It's going to wrap that ball of light with all of those heavy hurt, shock, trauma, and heartaches that has just come out of your mouth and your throat and your jaw into that ball of energy. It's going to be all wrapped up now, like a big present of unconditional love light from you. And now imagine gently and with love and compassion and forgiveness, releasing that up towards Father Sky, towards the moon, to be held in place so that when the full moon does come, it's going to cleanse and clear, eliminate and eradicate all of that energy. Letting it all go now, sending it up to Mother Moon to take care of and to let it go when the time is right. Beautiful. And now imagine that there is another ball of energy in front of you, and this one, it's going to have your desires and your wishes and going into it, the things that you're holding back in your mouth, in your throat, in your jaw, and your tongue, and your teeth, and your gorgeous, beautiful lips that is proof that you're holding back from speaking to the world. your greatest desires and your wishes for a big, beautiful, delicious, amazing, incredible life, and however that looks for you. Imagine your ball of light is even bigger than the one that you just had. This ball of light for me is opalescent. It's got all those rainbow shimmery colors through it. And now imagine, with unconditional love coming from your heart, it moves up through your throat, allowing all of those greatest desires to flow into that ball of light. Total ease. Moving those desires out from their stuck hidden places in your throat, in your jaw, in your gums, in your teeth, in your lips, in your tongue, in your nose, all the way out of your face, down into this big, beautiful ball of light. And as those greatest wishes and desires are being energetically expressed into that ball of light, just feel how light and happy your body is right now, how excited it is to finally have all of your greatest, most secret, hidden desires acknowledged at last. Beautiful, 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 wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And now as we look at this incredible ball of light with all of our greatest desires, and it's okay if you can't visually see stuff at the moment, energetically you've imprinted all of your greatest wishes and desires into that ball. And once again, you're going to wrap up this ball of light with the unconditional love that is flowing out from Mother Earth, coming out of your heart's ball of light. And this one is not going to go up into the stratosphere to be dealt with very soon. This one is going to go down to Mother Earth. I wish for you to imagine planting that seed, the seed of all of your desires, of your wishes and your grandest plans, to go down to Mother Earth, and she will look after that until the new moon. And if Mother Earth deems it appropriate for it to come up before then and to be released into the cosmos to bring you all the magic with total ease, please now let it be, let it be, let it be. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother Earth, for looking after our greatest wishes and desires. Thank you, Mother Moon, for taking care of our greatest things that are holding us back. And thank you to you both for looking after everything that we have, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. Beautiful. Take a big deep breath in now, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. As you breathe out, bringing Father Sky and the unconditional love, and gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Just once more, Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Beautiful. When you're ready, open your eyes, my beautiful friends. I hope you enjoyed that meditation and that you visualized your balls of light. You've got one up in the sky right now, ready to be released, cleansed and cleared by Creator, Mother and Mother Sky, Mother Moon. And then, of course, you've got that all your wishes, hopes, and dreams down in Mother Earth. She's taking care of them, keeping them warm and safe for you, ready to sprout them at that most perfect moment. Thank you, Judy. I hope you have an absolutely deliciously wonderful weekend too, with lots of super fun moments. So just a final reminder for those of you who are up in the Adelaide Hills way, there is a sound bath healing multi-modality session that is happening with myself and Leanne Forrester, who is a very well accomplished sound healer. And we are having a rose cacao ceremony, a guided meditation. We're having sound bath, obviously, with both instruments and quite possibly some voice, and some beautiful a couple of different types of Reiki and some other energy healing stuff as well. So we are really, really looking forward to that. That'll be up at Birdwood, and it is on the, let me just double check, the 2nd of June. So it's not very far away. And if you are interested and haven't caught the links, feel free to Facebook me a message and I will get those links to you. I'd love to see you there. So fun for me being able to do group work again. It's like an in-person group work. Like, yay, that's exciting. All right, my beautiful, delicious ones. It is time to call it an evening. So over this weekend and for the week to come, be kind, be gentle with yourselves. Don't be surprised if you find yourself using your voice a lot more. Get out there, do something tasty for yourself. I don't really care what it is. Do something tasty though, and have fun. Enjoy your day, your week, your month. And until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you beautiful ones. I adore you, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.